Hey, how you doing? I'm Kevin Smith. This is Jeff Anderson, and we're here to talk about Jeff's movie, Now You Know. Welcome to the Now You Know DVD. Now, sir, most people know you as an actor. More specifically, most people know you as Randall.
Know me as an actor?
Yeah. You've been in a number of pictures, all with Clerks in the title.
All with you directing.
But you went off and directed a movie yourself at one point. When was it? It was 2001?
It was 79, I believe, we shot this.
That's right. I stole my idea from you. I'm like, he wants to be a filmmaker. Maybe I could be a filmmaker, too.
You play a cowboy, I believe.
It was pretty hot.
Oh, is that not the movie we're watching?
That was the one we did back when we were in grade school.
Oh. No, it's Now You Know. We shot, I believe, in 2002.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. It was after, I remember we did it after Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And how long had this been kind of sitting in your noggin before you actually put it out there as a script?
As a script, it had been out for a little bit. It's kind of weird. I wrote it without thinking about actually writing a movie. It was just kind of something I did in my part-time. And then I didn't even have a literary agent at the time. I had a theatrical agent who read it and liked it and sent it out. And a few people were interested, and it was optioned at a couple of places, but never quite came to fruition. And then just oddly, I got the script back from somebody who had it, and I met these guys who wanted to shoot a movie, so I gave it to them.
And they were off and running.
It was like a back alley type thing.
One of those deals.
Yes.
You're in the middle of blowing some dude, and you're like, I got a script. Or the dude was blowing you. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is about to get ugly.
How was it jumping behind a camera as a director? You also act in the flick, but how was it taking up the directorial reins?
You know, it was a little unnerving.
In what way?
It was weird. I didn't kind of think about it. We just kind of made the movie. I remember like the first day walking up there, and everybody was asking me how I slept the night before and was I nervous, and I wasn't. I overslept and just kind of showed up. I was amazed.
That's why they were all asking you questions like, how'd you sleep last night? Like, oh, pretty good. They're like, we noticed.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, I really didn't think much about it going into it, which probably wasn't a good thing.
I don't know. Sometimes being overly prepared, stuff turns out. I mean, first film, it's tough to know what to do, right, in terms of preparation, because you've been on sets, but at the same time, it's different when you're kind of the person kind of putting it all together. I don't know that there's any. I don't know that over preparation is essentially helps. Sometimes you got to fly by the seat of your pants. That's where you find magic.
Jeff Anderson has never been considered overly
for anything
prepared.
In his life. The directing while acting in the movie.
Yes.
Was it challenging? When I do it, I don't talk, so it's easy. But
you're a little smarter than me.
Yeah, I picked that up. I was going to play Randall, and then I was like, you know what? I can't memorize all this dialogue. You became Randall. I took Silent Bob. This movie, you play the second lead, for Christ's sake.
So you should have become Mike Gill.
Pretty much.
I should have just
would have been your proxy.
that out.
Nobody would believe that story.
Yeah, no, that was, it got a little much in there. Like, between you're getting so many questions coming at you every which way, and we didn't really have an assistant director, so it got a little hairy in there. I remember at one point sitting like, we set up the shot and everything else, and it was like, oh God, I'm in this, and you run to the makeup, and then you come back, and I remember like looking through the script, and young Trevor, how we all like to have young Trevor around the set, was going, well, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to learn my lines. And he's like, well, you wrote it. And I'm like, I know, but I wrote it some time ago, and I'm doing everything else here. I want to pick up the dialogue.
As if like anything you've ever written or anybody ever writes is immediately committed to memory.
Exactly.
Like I wrote a lot of notes in high school. Don't remember what I wrote, the content of said notes. Even when writing a script, it's like, there's a lot of dialogue in that motherfucker. I don't remember all the lines.
Now, oddly enough, I remember all the notes I wrote in high school.
Yeah.
If you like me, check this box. Yes, no, maybe. Those I remember.
In typical me fashion, I overcompensated, wrote 4 pages back and front on a composition notebook, handed it to a chick when I could have went that if you like me, check yes or no box instead.
Kevin Smith, verbose no.
Yeah, can you imagine? So you wound up getting like cast with some names in it and whatnot.
We did. We had a cast with names in it. Jeremy Sisto, Rashida Jones, Heather Page Kent, Paget Brewster. I mean, we had a bunch of names. It was a good time actually to shoot a film. It was back in 2002, and we were coming up against the imposing actor strike, which worked to our benefit. We were like when the breakdown service came out, we were about the only movie in it. So any actor that was worried about cramming one last thing came through our doors. It was kind of fun.
And what was your budget?
$380,000.
That's comfy. Comfy and not enough money to get in trouble.
It's like only you and I go, $380,000 is comfy. The rest of Hollywood is like, what?
Yeah, that's very insanely cheap, but I mean, in terms of it's a talky movie, so shooting talks is kind of cheap. Unlike the first movie we did together, rather than being in one location, you're all over the place. You go a lot of joints and whatnot. Even pretending to go to Vegas at one point.
Yeah. $380,000. Let's pretend to make Vegas. But we did a lot of things that I'll credit our art department that we did a lot of, like for instance, like the lesbian bar that's in it and the bootlegger is actually the same bar.
Really?
And you would never know that looking at it. They did such a great job like dressing one half of the bar. So to their credit, it looked a lot better than it was.
Did you have a good crew? Were you surrounded by good people?
Well, I did have a
Who's
great
your DP?
crew.
Because it looks nice.
Marco Capetta. He did an awesome job, and he really helped me out. It was like, going through it, like I said, I didn't know a lot of what I was doing, and it gets much in learning dialogue and all this. He was really a good guy to keep me sort of on course and like, well, we still need to do this. Oh, yeah.
Would you do it again?
I would do it again. I do it a lot differently, but I would like to do it again. Yes, sir.
In what way? What would you do different?
I wouldn't act in it.
Why?
I'd surround myself with a better cast. Maybe that's all I'm talking about.
It's weird. It's because we just finished Clerks 2 a little while ago, and you're genius in the flick. Why wouldn't you want to act in it just because it's way too much effort to balance the two gigs?
Yeah, because it's like, at the end of the day, now I like it. I am proud of what we did, but there's things in there that irk the crap out of me that I'd like to change that I couldn't change because I just didn't shoot enough. I didn't have coverage to get out of stuff, and that's stuff that you miss when you're in the scenes and
Right.
you're trying to sort of keep it moving, and you're on this, an independent schedule, which is very short. I think we shot 21 days, something like that, so you don't have time to pull yourself back and fix things as you're going. It's like you get to the editing room and you're like, I'm not happy with that take. Let's look at something else. That's all you got. I like that take. That's a good one. We'll use that one.
I stole Trevor Furman from you. You discovered Trevor Furman, put him in this movie, and he plays Biscuit, and I liked him so much in your flick, I put him in Clerks 2.
You stole my biscuit.
I did. I totally did. I was like, that dude had a good idea. I'm taking it. What made you? What drew you to him as an actor? Because I know a Biscuit, the Biscuit that we knew in high school, and it's 180 degrees from Trevor. So when you told me that you cast some dude as Biscuit, and I had read the script, and I went in watching the flick looking for Biscuit, I find this shrimpy little poodle of a kid, Trevor Furman. What was it that drew you to him? Why'd you want to cast him?
I'm just gonna get shirts that say "I know a biscuit." I just enjoyed that. No, it was really odd. Like when we put out the breakdown service of that character of Biscuit, we sort of describe him as strange and unkept and all this, and in Hollywood when that goes out in the breakdown services, you come out and you see the cast and crew that you have to choose from. In amongst all these people was Trevor. I'm like, well, what's that guy? Is he a messenger? Like, well, what's with the clean cut kid there? That's not a biscuit.
This kid must be here auditioning for porn.
Exactly.
Because he looks like a lady boy or a twink.
Or a poodle.
Or a poodle. Sex poodle.
Sex poodle. There's a new take on poodle. When Trevor came in and read, it was like the casting people were almost apologizing that he somehow got in on the casting session.
This will never happen again, Mr. Anderson. You're like, wait, bring me the fuck up.
Give me the love poodle. So he came in and read, and there was something about the way he read that was really right. Like, I saw a lot of biscuits and guys that fit the bill for a biscuit but didn't quite get the dialogue down and it didn't feel right, but it felt right with the love poodle, Trevor Furman.
He fits in. He fits in really well. It's a great first flick. I feel like I've seen it a number of times. Far more assured first flick than my first flick. Way more than twice. I've actually seen it about 3 or 4 times.
Really?
Yeah. I saw it once at the initial screening. Then I saw it at a second screening, and then I've seen it twice on DVD. Because remember, when I was writing Clerks, I was like, give me a DVD because I want to watch his stuff. Wow. And then I pop in the flick to watch his scenes, and then I just wind up watching the flick because it's an enjoyable movie, well made, well written. well acted, but very assured for a first feature. Like you see, it looks like a film made by a guy who's all the confidence of like the camera will go here, whereas on my set I was like, I don't know, camera. I'm still like, camera. Where do you think? There? All right, there's fine. You wasn't that?
That's what was going on in mine too.
So here it is, Jeff's first movie. Now you know. And anything else you want to hit him with before they jump into the viewing experience?
There's nothing else I want to hit him with. I apologize in advance for the boobs you're about to see.
Oh, there are boobs.
You'll know why.
It makes this movie look huge by virtue of the boobs being huge. That was the only scene I'm in the movie. I get to do a cameo in the picture, and I show up on the day, and all of a sudden boobs start flying in the room, and I was like, what kind of picture is Anderson making here?
I tried to make your experience as enjoyable as possible.
My God, it was enjoyable.
It's like, Kevin's coming in, let's bring boobs.
It was something I'd never really seen on one of my flicks. And the one boobs I did see, not that big. They were massive. I was ducking and covering to get away from those areola and whatnot. Half expected you to walk out in a robe and be like, let's do this. That would have been the awesome first film.
You weren't there for that?
No, I missed that part.
Well,
Called Now You Come.
it's my second movie.
So before you check that one out, check out the first one right here. Jeff Anderson's Now You Know.
Yay!